What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with some hot topics, you guys. This is hot topics number, I believe it's number 56. It'll be correct on the screen, and it'll be correct in the title of the video, you guys. So these are going to be the week's hottest topics for the week of November 21st through November the 26th. Can you guys believe it? Like, November is almost over. We're almost to December, and then we have January. Can you guys believe that this year's gone by really, really fast? So, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and are not subscribed to the channel yet, I'm gonna need you guys to do me a big favor and stop taking me out on this date and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to hit that like button, turn your notifications on, share the video, and you guys put that out the way. Let us go ahead and discuss what is hot and what is trending this week, shall we? So the first story that we're going to talk about is the case of the McMichaels, and I forget what the other guy's name is. Three men that we saw was it last summer? Yeah, it was last year when we saw the guys hunting. Basically, they were hunting down Ahmaud Arbery, right? Killed him, and that was when we were doing all, people were doing those protests, right? For him, for Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and the names can go on and on and on, right? But that's what we were doing last summer, right? So they were arrested, right? And what throws me is the fact that they actually recorded themselves. Now, like, we all know what they were saying. They were basically being, I guess you want to call it neighborhood watch, which no one asked them to watch that neighborhood, right? Even the person whose home that was being built, he said he didn't tell them to, watch his house. And then the other thing that I found interesting, mind-blowing, and fascinating at the same time was the fact that Ahmaud Arbery wasn't the only person that had been within that dwelling, right? There had been children in there. There had been many other people in there. But you guys didn't do anything until you saw a black man going in there, right? So we've had their trial going on. I haven't watched their trial, to keep it real with you guys. I just went after the case with Derek Chauvin. I kind of just tuned out, right? I was like, I'm done, right? I was really done after the Breonna Taylor verdict. That's when I was done. But I was like, you know what? I watched, Derek Chauvin's trial, and we got justice from that one. So then, after that, I was like, you know what? It's a wrap for me. I'm kind of tired. This is triggering for me. So actually, let me talk about this case real quick and get it out the way, because I didn't talk about it last week. The Kyle Rittenhouse case, right? Honestly, with Kyle Rittenhouse, I had a feeling that Kyle was going to get off, scot-free, right? And he did. The interesting thing is, someone came at me on Twitter last Friday because I tweeted that, I wasn't at all shocked, right? So this person's going to talk about I was mad about it. I'm like, how am I mad when I said I wasn't shocked? Do you know what that means? That means I didn't feel anything. I wasn't upset. I wasn't angry. I wasn't anything, because I had a strange feeling that he would get off, right? And then the person had the audacity to call me a fat ass. Have you looked at Kyle Rittenhouse? Kyle Rittenhouse is bigger than I am. But go off, right? So I said all that to say, lead into this, right? So Kyle Rittenhouse got off for what he did. They said it was self-defense, which I don't know how that was self-defense, but okay. If that's what they want to say, we're gonna let them say it for the sake of saying it, right? But we got this case right here. I know that they were banking on and expecting to get away with murder because, of Kyle Rittenhouse, right? But unfortunately, it didn't work out the way that they wanted it to work out. All three of them were found guilty of murder, right? So they each had 9 counts against them, right? And all the 9 counts that they had against them, which I'm going to read them off as they were: 1 count of malice murder, 4 counts of felony murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault, 2 counts of false imprisonment, and 1 count of criminal attempt to commit a felony, right? So Travis McMichael, he was found guilty on all 9 charges. So So we got that one. So we have that, the Brian guy. Was Brian the neighbor? I think Brian is their neighbor, right? So Brian, he was found not guilty on one count of malice murder, one count of felony murder, and one count of aggravated assault. And then Greg McMichael, that's the father, right? Yeah. So Greg, he was found not guilty of malice murder. But suffice it to say, they were all found guilty. No, let's see. Travis was found guilty on all four. So Brian was found not guilty of one count of malice murder and one count of felony murder and one count of aggravated assault. So what was he convicted on? Malice murder, felony murder. Okay, so I guess he was found guilty on the 2 counts of false imprisonment and that's the only thing he was found guilty of, the 2 counts of false imprisonment. Because Brian was found not guilty of 1 count of malice murder and 1 count of felony murder and 1 count of aggravated assault. Oh, he was, okay, so I see what he was found guilty of. He was found guilty of the 2 counts of false imprisonment and the 1 count of criminal attempt to commit a felony. And then Greg was found not guilty of malice murder. So that means he was found guilty of the 2 counts of aggravated assault, the 2 counts of false imprisonment, and the 1 count of criminal attempt to commit a felony. So that's what he was found guilty of. And like I said a few minutes ago, Travis was found guilty on all 9 counts. So the prosecutors in this case, they want to go for life in prison for all 3 men. And I hope they're successful in that one, because it's the least that it's the least. And I know that, giving them life won't bring Ahmaud back, but it'll be some small stimulus knowing that he lost his life and they'll spend the rest of theirs behind bars. So I would be happy with that, right? But we shall see. I know that, it's so interesting when it comes to this case and the Rittenhouse case, right? In the Rittenhouse case, they don't want to address the victims as victims. So what do you want to address them as? We y'all sitting here painting him off as a saint and a martyr. And then I saw him I didn't watch the episode because I don't watch Fox News like that, but I saw a clip of him on Fox News giving an interview with the likes of Tucker Carlson, right? And he was talking about the fact that he supports BLM. If he supported Black Lives Matter, why were you in Kenosha? You weren't there protesting with the people. You were there against the people. But okay, go off, right? And then who got his dumb ass on Fox News and was talking about what a good person he is, that Kyle has been down to Mar-a-Lago. So Kyle, if you're so for BLM, then why are you meeting with, never mind. But yeah, sentencing for them has not been scheduled yet. But like I said, prosecution, they want to go for life in prison for all 3 men. And I hope that they get it. Really do. All right, you guys. So looking at my notes, it wasn't a lot that happened this week. So I don't know how long this video will be. But next up, let's do a rest in peace and some congratulations, shall we? Ooh, my bad, I didn't mean to burp in your face like that. So we are going to say congratulations to Odell Beckham and his girlfriend. They are they're anticipating a baby that is coming pretty soon. I'm gonna keep my Odell Beckham. I always thought he was a little bit on the bisexual side. Just what I thought. No shade, no tea. I just thought the man was bisexual. Really thought the man was bi. But I guess he's not. Or, maybe he is. And what, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Congratulations go out to Odell and his girlfriend, I assume. I don't think I know he's not married. I don't know if she's a fiance, but congratulations go out to Odell and the mother of the child. Congratulations to them. So I don't want to include that with this. So we're going to pause and we're just going to move. Extend a rest in peace. Damn, rest in peace has been a big thing this year. It seems like since 2020, we start the year out saying rest in peace and end the year saying rest in peace. And even this year, started saying rest in peace, ended saying rest in peace. I know that that's part of life, that we come into this world, we are only here for a short amount of time, and we're all going to expire. So I know that, right? So this Monday, well, I don't know when I saw this, but Monday it came out that Malika Shabazz, who was 56 years old, she was found dead in her apartment out in Brooklyn by her daughter. Now, if you guys don't know who Malika is the daughter of Malcolm X, right? So I know that there are a lot of conspiracy theories out there about surrounding her death. I'm not getting into that because that's not who I am. That's not how I operate. I don't operate off of conspiracy theories. So that's just not going to be something that you're going to get from me. From what I read, they still don't know what the cause of death is, right? It's still pending, I guess like an autopsy and stuff like that. But, rest in peace to her. My condolences to her daughter. That's got to be, God, that's got to be terrible to find your parent in their apartment, deceased, right? It's got to be. But that's that. So we're gonna move on to some. Well, I don't even know if this is a lighter note, but we're gonna move on, you guys. All right, you guys. Next up, let's talk about Tammy Roman from the Real World Basketball Wives fame, right? So I was on Instagram and I saw this clip of Tammy. Tammy was talking about, the fact that she has body dysmorphia and that when she looks in the mirror, what we see of her is not what she sees of herself, right? And then, when she sees people leave comments about how small she is, she takes that as a positive. And I'm like, oh, wow. Now, I just watched the first episode of the Real World Homecoming Los Angeles, right? So, she was on season 2 of the Real World along with Beth. If you guys know, Beth was on the challenge quite a few times. Did not like her on the challenge. But Beth, Beth, the cat, Irene, David. I got an issue with David, right? Because I just watched it last night. I have a big, huge issue with David. So if you guys are not familiar with the Real World, you guys know that, like I said, Tammy was on season 2 where they were in Los Angeles. And Tammy told them at one point, she was up under her covers. She said she didn't have any clothes on. And they thought it was I don't know why they would think it was a good joke to try to pull the covers back to see if the woman was naked. Like, that is not funny. If she tells you she's naked under the covers, believe what she's saying. Like, that's just something I just have an issue with. So they watched the clip, right? Tammy said it's hard for her to watch that. And then she explained to David what the issues were with that, right? She explained to him, like, I didn't tell you guys. And then they showed some unseen footage, of never before seen footage where she was talking about her, how she looks at her body, how people tell her, she looks good, but she doesn't feel that she looks good, right? And she's sitting here telling this man that she has body dysmorphia. And he's like, but everybody was laughing. And she's like, yes, I was laughing, but have you ever heard of something called an uncomfortable laugh? That's what that laugh was. It was me being uncomfortable, and you continuously pulled them sheets. And he was like, even when we got the sheets off of you, everybody was on the, everybody was just laughing. People were slapping the ground like, like when you're in a boxing ring. She said, but that still wasn't fun for her. She did not get it. She did not like that. And I just don't understand. And if you look at the Real World Homecoming, David the entire time was laughing. I'm like, dude, and I don't blame him for getting pissed off, right? Like, you are continuously sitting here laughing in this woman's face, and she's telling you she was uncomfortable with what you did, but you still just, in your heart, find that shit to be funny. And I just don't understand. I did not understand that. It was mind-blowing to me, the fact that he just kept laughing. Because, he had a big cheesecake smile on his face. I was like, David. Even Irene was looking at him funny. She was like, and Beth started crying, like, this is why they kicked you out 27 years ago. This is why they kicked you out in 93. And here you are. I thought thought you had learned a lesson. I thought you would be a little bit more remorseful, but you're not. And you came in the house wanting an apology from them. The audacity of David to want an apology. Like, I was just thrown for a loop with that one, right? So Tammy was also on The Real. I mean, that's when I first heard about her body dysmorphia. It wasn't on The Real World. It was on The Real, and I really do feel bad for Tammy, because I remember a few weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, right? I think I followed Tammy on Facebook, or maybe it was before. I know Tammy's on my Facebook page, right? And Tammy, she's been doing some work, and I know she had been styled by Marlo a few times, right? And I saw this picture of her, and I was like, oh my God. We all know Tammy has her ailments, right? She has type 2 diabetes. We all know that Tammy is, her health is not the best. But I was like, damn, I'm like, God, I was just looking at her, I'm like, I was just wondering, is she okay? Like, because I mean, we've saw Tammy over the years, especially when she came back to Basketball Wives, the first of, Basketball Wives Miami, right? Tammy was, a little, she was thicker, right? But she looked good nonetheless. But then over the years, we saw Tammy drop weight, which it wasn't anything wrong with that. Her dropping weight is just, but now she's smaller than what she was the last time I saw her on Basketball Wives, the season that she left. Tammy is a lot smaller than she was that season. And my heart just went out to her. I just feel bad for Tammy, especially with saying she has a body dysmorphia, and she looks at her, what she sees is not what we see. I don't know if Tammy's getting any help for that. I think she may have said she was, but wow, that is really sad, man. Really, really sad. And I'm just still dismayed. I'm just still puzzled by the fact that David thought that shit was funny. And you talking about the jobs that you've lost. If you have any, if you think you're gonna get something today, you're still not. Like, that's still disgusting. Like, how do you look at something from 20 years ago and still find the shit funny? Now, when you were in your 20s, maybe, but you are in your fucking 50s at this point, right? You gotta be at least 50. Because everybody on the show is between, I think John, who was 18, I think he's like 47. Everyone else was older than John. So everybody is in their early 50s. You in your 50s and you still finding some shit fun from your 20s. You got a problem, buddy. So then let's go a little bit deeper into Tammy, right? So you guys know Tammy is married to her husband, Reggie. They live down there in Houston, right? So Tammy had said that, she would be okay if Reggie had a baby with another woman. And that was what I read. I was like, what? Now, I don't know if she meant like surrogacy, in vitro. I don't know if she meant stuff like that. I'm hoping that's what she meant. Because I know that we all know her journey with, having kids, right? We all know that she and Reggie at one point, they did get pregnant, and everyone was happy for Tammy and Reggie. But we do know that Tammy did have a miscarriage with that baby, which that was a few years ago when she had that miscarriage. And I did read something that said that the reason Tammy said that she would be okay with Reggie having a baby with another woman is because I think that they told her that if they did have a baby, that the baby could come out with, some kind of birth defects, I don't know what kind of defects it would have, but it would have some birth defects. But I also thought that at one point that Reggie told Tammy he was okay with not having any kids, right? Maybe I thought that. I don't know. You guys can let me know, but I thought at one point he said that. But but like I was just saying, the way that when you were seeing it everywhere, it was like Tammy said she's okay with Reggie having a baby with another woman, and it would lead you to believe that she's saying that she's okay with him going out, meeting a woman, having sex with a woman, getting a woman pregnant. I really hope that's not what she meant. I'm hoping what she meant was, surrogacy, in vitro, something of that nature, right? But also I'm not gonna judge, right? because whatever works for her and Reggie's marriage is what works for their marriage. And who am I to, judge? Who am I or anyone to judge them for that matter, right? All right, you guys, so we're gonna move on and talk about the next story. All right, y'all, so the next story is Wendy Williams. Now, we have been discussing Wendy Williams on this channel for quite some time now. So, we all know what's going on with Wendy. We all know Wendy has her Graves' disease. We all know Wendy had COVID. And we all know that Wendy was supposed to return to her show this year. So we all know that Wendy was supposed to return to her show, right? And she didn't return to her show. They've been having guest hosts on the show, and they've been saying that Wendy's going to come back, Wendy's going to come back, Wendy's going to come back. But they won't say when Wendy's coming back, right? So I did see a picture last week of Wendy Williams, and, I don't know where she was coming from, but they were wheeling her out in a wheelchair, right? So now people are saying that Wendy Williams is being confined to a wheelchair, right? And then I did see a report that said that Wendy Williams is going, I guess they're trying to say early onset dementia, right? But I did see, when I was looking this up last night for my topics, I did see that her brother Tommy had spoke out, right? And her brother says that, he talks to her all the time and there are no signs or symptoms of, dementia. I mean, Wendy is relatively young. Like what? Wendy's in her 50s, right? Wendy is in her 50s. For me, I enjoy Wendy, right? It's interesting that we are getting all this information about Wendy, because Wendy, for the longest time, has been very, very private about her life, right? We didn't know. I mean, when she passed out that year on her Halloween special, we didn't really know what was going on then. And then she came out and she told us that about the Graves' disease. She told us about her having a sober living coach and all that kind of stuff. My thing for Wendy is I just wish Wendy a safe and speedy recovery. I don't know if she still has COVID or not. I don't know if she still has it. I don't know if she's having adverse effects from it, dealing with her Graves' disease. I don't know, but what I will do is keep Wendy Williams lifted up in prayer, because it just, the reports that you keep seeing about her, they just don't look good. Like, literally, they do not look good at all. But like I said, we're going to definitely keep Wendy lifted up in prayer. Also, speaking of Wendy, I did see a report that said Wendy is permanently, sorry guys, I didn't mean to spit. I did see a report that said Wendy is not ever returning back to her show, right? I was like, oh wow. And this coincided with the wheelchair. This coincided with the alleged onset dementia, right? And then there's also reports coming out that Sherri Shepherd is being looked at to host her show full time, take over Wendy's place on that show. Now I like Sherri Shepherd, right? I like Sherri. I enjoyed Sherri when she was over there on The View with the ladies. Let me know in the comment section. Would you guys be here for Sherri hosting Wendy Williams show, which would, I guess it would just turn into Sherri, the Sherri show? Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about that. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is no shade or anything, right? I haven't watched. I don't regularly watch the Wendy Williams show. Like if it's on my television and I'm sitting in front of the TV, then I'll watch it. Other than that, I don't regularly watch the Wendy Williams show like that. Only time that I will say I'll watch Wendy is if I know that there's a guest on there that I want to watch, right? Like I watch Wendy every time that Karen Huger from the Real Housewives of Potomac has come over there. Those have been the times that I've watched Wendy's show. But get down in the comment section, you guys, and let me know what you guys think about it. But like I said before, we're going to definitely lift Wendy up in prayer and just pray for her to have a safe, healthy, and speedy recovery, you guys. And with that, let's move over to my last story that I want to talk about. So let's talk about it. All right, you guys. So this last story that we're going to talk about is this former NFL player, Zac Stacy, right? So all this stuff came out last week after I finished filming my last week's hottest topics, right? So Zach Stacy, former NFL player, right? He and his girlfriend, whose name I did not get, they share I think it's a 6 month old son, right? So Zach had went over to her place to see the son, right? Don't know what happened once he got there, so I'm not gonna speculate or anything like that. But I do know that she had reached out to the police, right? And she said, the thing is, she said he's been abusing her since March. And I was just like, if he's been abusing you since March, I'm not gonna say why didn't you turn him in? Because I believe she had said something to the cops, right? If he allegedly had been abusing her since March, why didn't the cops step in? Because I mean, anytime someone says that someone is abusing them, man, a woman, or child, we need to believe them and we need to step in and try to fix the situation, right? If we need to put a restraining order on whoever, we need to do whatever we got to do to protect these people, right? Because I mean, it can get bad, and in this instance, that was terrible. That especially that video that was released of him and her. I mean, he flung her around that apartment like a rag doll. I think it was an apartment. It could have been a house. I don't know. But when I saw the video and when he threw her into that TV, my jaw literally dropped. I just think it's cowardly. It's bitch made. The list of words can go on for what I think of a man that puts their hands on a woman, right? Like, you are that weak of a man that you have to go and hit a woman, but you don't have that same energy for a man. Some do, but not a lot of them do. Most men who hit women, they feel that, oh, I'm so strong, me hit girl. Like, that's Neanderthal caveman mentality, right? But why are you putting your hands on a woman? Like, I don't understand. That is something I just can't understand, right? And from the clips of the video, I don't know this. I don't know what happened before he got there, and I don't know what happened once he got in there. But from what you can kind of visibly see from it, it didn't look like she really did anything to him. Now, like I said, I don't know, so I can only speculate, right? And so she, like I said, she turned it over to the police, right? The police arrested him. The police obviously just do not give a shit at this point, right? Because that bail, are you serious? I think it was $10,150. He posted that bail and he's out on bail, right? He's out on bond right now. And she's trying to get them to, to do something, help her, but they won't. So here's my question and here's my issue with that, right? Like I just said, when anyone, man, woman, child, says that someone is abusing them, you need to step in and you need to be able to help them get out of that situation, right? This man is out on the streets. I don't even know if they have a restraining order, but even with the restraining order, that not always will that stop a person, right? People get restraining orders all the time, and the abusers can still, we see it time and time. If you watch Lifetime, you see where it happens, where people are abused, they get restraining orders on the abuser. The abuser is let out of jail. The abuser comes and finds them, and the abuser does this to them, unlives them. I fear for this woman. I really do, especially with the way that he threw her into that TV. That man is, she is half of his size. So if that man comes back to her, what is she gonna do? Girl, you know what? Actually, I'll tell you what to do. Do that. Get that. I get that he's your father of your child, but baby girl, if he comes back, you need to have one of these. You need to have a piece of steel to put inside of him. Like, that's what you need, is a piece of steel to put inside of him that'll stop him. Like, I just can't, because I was reading it last night, and I'm like, are you serious? You give him that low, you give him a bail that I'm pretty sure he paid himself. Like, are you serious? It's just asinine to me. It's stupid. The judicial system, this kind of leads back to the first story that we talked about. the judicial, and it's really interesting that in this case, right? This is a black man, but the woman is white. And I would think that y'all would be jumping at the bits to protect the white woman, but it doesn't appear that y'all really honestly care about this woman or that child. But ma'am, like I just told you a minute ago, get you a piece of steel and implant it in him if he comes back to your place. Because I mean, just like I said, just looking at that video and the way that he threw her into that TV, it definitely wasn't the first time that it's happened, and it probably won't be the last time that it happens until he's either in jail or she, just completely gets away from that man. Like, because I just don't see it ending anytime soon. I really don't. And like I said, she said it's been happening since March. And if this has been happening since March, my question once again goes out to the police department, right? Because like I said, just look at the way he threw her into that TV, right? I'm pretty sure that the fights that he's had with her have been, if not worse than that, about the same, right? And I'm pretty sure I didn't dig deep into it, right? But like I said, she said it's happening since March. So my hope is that she has reported that. I hope that she has a paper trail. I hope that there's a paper trail for it, right? I really do hope that there's a paper trail. But I just have an issue with the cop. My issue is just with the police department. Like, that is just stupid. I just can't believe that y'all would set such a low bail. And now this woman is trying to get y'all to help her, and y'all are basically refusing to help her. Like, what is it gonna take for her to get some help, right? Is it gonna take her losing her life and potentially her child's life? Like, is that what it's gonna take for you guys to say, hey, let's just help this woman out? Oh, well, at this point, it's too late. We're so sorry. Like, how would y'all explain that to her family? That you guys knew about this, you guys gave him a low bail, you guys didn't do anything about it. Like, how is that gonna be something that you can explain to anybody's family? Like, but once again, like I said, ma'am, that's what you need. Your piece of steel. That'll stop him dead in his tracks. No pun intended. That'll stop him dead in the tracks. That'll stop him dead in his tracks. You get your piece of steel, load that bad booger up, point, aim, boom, knock him down, blow him down like a tree. But I think that's all the stories that I want to talk about this week. I don't think there's anything else that I can think of in Hot Topics. I don't think there's anything else I can think of. Yeah, nothing else. But that's it, you guys. I hope you guys have a great weekend. If you guys are out there Black Friday shopping, let me know what you guys are getting for let me know what you guys got for Black Friday. I didn't get anything this year. There was nothing that I really wanted for Black Friday, and then I didn't even know that the stores were closed. Walmart was closed. Best Buy was closed. The only thing that I think I want for Christmas for myself is a DSLR camera. That is the only thing that I want. And I don't see anybody that has it on sale. I was looking for it for Cyber Monday. I did not see it. But if you guys are out there Black Friday shopping, you guys be safe out there. Be safe, because I've done the Black Friday shopping before. That is a nightmare. I've been there. I've done that. My best friend and I, we've done it since her daughter's been alive. Since she had her daughter. And my baby she's 9 years old. How old is my baby's been here for a minute. But we've done the Black Friday shopping, so I know what it is. But if you guys are out there in those crowds, be safe, be blessed, you guys. I will see you guys again for Ready to Love tonight, or you might see it tomorrow. You'll see Ready to Love. I still have to watch Ultimate Girls Trip 1 through 5. Like I said, those videos, you will slowly start to see those videos start to come out. They will be up on the channel. Just give me some time, and I'll definitely have Ultimate Girls Trip up to you guys. With that out the way, you guys, I hope you guys, like I said, I hope you guys are safe. If you're Black Friday shopping, if you're not, just be safe with whatever you guys are doing. We're going into the holiday season, so shit is about to get a little cray. But be safe, be blessed, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, wear a mask, you guys, socially distance, and until the next one, you guys, I'll see you guys later. We do this every single week. Well, we try to do this every week. Same time, same place, same channel. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.